Alright, so we've looked at how to describe materials using their properties, but we also now need to take a closer look at what is inside a material. And what scientists have discovered is that all materials are made up of particles. And we can describe a particle as basically any small object. A small object. So something like a whole lot of grains of sand in a pile. Each grain of sand we can call a particle. But a lot of particles are too small for us to see with our eyes. And so these types of particles are microscopic. And the type of particles that make up most materials are microscopic. And these are the ones that we'll be looking at more closely. So for a material like wood, if we take a piece of wood, and if we could zoom in far enough to see the particles that make it up, we would see lots of really small objects, and these are particles that make up the wood. So each one of these little circles is a particle. And the same is also true for the gas or the air that you put into a balloon. So again, if we could zoom in and look closely at what's inside the balloon, we would see lots of particles, small objects inside the balloon. So again, they are particles. In a gas, you can see the particles are more separated, but they're still there. And even something like the sand grain that we looked at before, if we looked at one particular sand grain and zoomed in on it, we would see that in that grain, there are actually lots of particles that make it up. So again, we have particles. And what we found is that all materials, in fact, are made of particles. All materials are made of particles. And the most common or the smallest particle that make up materials, these are called atoms. We won't go into much more detail about what atoms are, but these are the most common particle that make up different materials, like wood or rocks or sand, or liquids like water as well. So atoms are the smallest particle that make up matter. Making matter.